Hello, Warriors. Time for the Mike and Dale show at TradeGATEHub.com, sponsored by TradeView Markets. Mike, we've been talking about this area for a while. Even up here that the battleground was going to be about 3,900, give or take 20 handles. Here we are, and beginning to diverge here against major support. Just to show how important this line is, let me go to a weekly. And you'll see that was the breakout line from the all-time high back in January of 22. So here we are. We broke out. It's a retest of a breakout. To me, it looks like do or die in the S&Ps. What seems to be acting okay today, in case we do get some type of inflection point here, you have to admit the S&Ps have fought their way back with yields still very sticky up near 407. Looks like they're going to go for, like they want to go for new highs in yields here. I thought we'd pull back, but that's
the market
not
is
happening.
higher. The market is higher when the yields are good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
it's shown resilience, right? The market shown resilience today at major support. I mean, it's still lower on the day.
Well, listen,
but only 11 handles, not 40 anymore.
No, I understand that. I wish something would happen already. I want something. Listen, in the meantime, we've been doing well as you can see in the TGH room, and there is rotation and divergence, stock picking. But you know what I mean? I had a talk with myself this morning that I'm aware of it naturally, that, it's almost like what you wanted to happen with the 10-year happen with the market. Let it break, let the SPX, let it break the 200-day, shake the people out just like the 10-year, and then let's rebalance and go along, to another direction. But, I'm sick of, I'm sick of tired, sick of hearing about it. I want something happened already because it's taking up too much of my subconscious.
Okay. So the 200-day right now is at 39.40. So we're 5 handles above it, cut through it. We get a reversal day here today. We could, maybe put on a rally into the Fed. Maybe rally into the Fed instead of going down into the Fed. So to me, today's close is pretty important. And if I was long the market and I start seeing S&Ps close under 39, not trade under 39, but like our last guest, Josh, said, he doesn't get picked off in stop hunts because he waits for the close.
I say it all the time. It's always about the close. Listen, the retail money, like even me, retail money. I'm a little bit banned for retail money. I don't consider the wise guy money. Giddy up, is that plays within the morning. The real money goes in at the close, takes the overnight risk, and understands that. I'm all about the close. That's how I became a decent overnighter. Was not planning for things at 10 o'clock in the morning, saying, I think this is I'll take it till tomorrow. I got my list down at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and I had a list right here. Stocks with range that are up high in the day, percentage, volume. And then I started scratching things off, predicated upon the chart, if they're in the right sector, blah, blah, blah. So it's all about the close. I always say that.
Okay, well,
yeah, go ahead.
One of the leaders on this recent rally is Apple. And even though we're coming off, this still looks like a bullish chart. I mean, this was a very impulsive move. And, we'll be approaching some moving averages here. But, I was looking at it last week when you were showing it. And, 140, 136. I don't think Apple's going to new lows here. I think there's a break to buy in Apple. It still looks bullish to me. And the Russell, Mike, the Russell's really been the outperformer, and that hasn't happened in years, right? I mean,
Coach, that's a lot of things hasn't happened in years, but that's also one of them. I get it.
Look how far above support it is compared to the Dow is at support. The NASDAQ looks okay too. I think this we're close to today might be an inflection point. The only thing that holds me back is the action in the TLT, which I think it's trying to fight its way back, but it gapped down today. So, I mean, Jason said commitment of traders, people are real short notes and bonds. So I think we have ISM coming out tomorrow. If it comes in strong and it's hot, look for maybe reversals in yields. And then I think the market could really fly. So what are you seeing on your board? Just gold and silver quickly, Mike, and I'll turn it over to you. Silver's still weaker than gold. Okay, look at the two pictures here. Gold much stronger. My ideal setup would be in the coming days that silver makes a new low down to Fib 2020 and gold puts in a higher low. One gold stock that I've been in and out of but been following for a long time is BTG, B2 Gold, and it had a very nice rally. Well over 10-15% on the first bounce in gold. And if I get a pullback in BTG, I'm not looking for new lows. I think this one's a buy. When you look at it macro, I'm going to try it around 335. But you look at like a monthly chart, this could be a very bullish chart. And if you're a believer in precious metals and gold's going to 2000 or higher, look at the upside potential B2G has.
Well, like I said, I even missed the FSM to a degree. I mean, I like the bid for it, but
yeah,
no, I got you.
Maybe we'll see what happens if silver makes a new low. What happens to FSM? I still think I think I feel that way too. I may have missed it because I'm looking for it held 50%. I'd like to buy it at 61.8 here, and that's 287. So just a quick look. Newmont's still not showing much relative strength. GDX looks a little better, but I'm trying to be patient into maybe sometime next week and see what the pullbacks look like, especially in this one.
You just like you said, Coach. If we're talking, if that happens, some event comes where they break it one way or another, meaning the 10-year or the S&P, it depending if they break it and keep breaking it, or if they test it and rebounds, and then, like I said, if they re-break it, test the 200-day, then base again, if you will. But that's a stock that's you have a plan, and I understand. I have the same type of plan with different equities, and depending on how they close today, I might implement the plan to a degree a little bit earlier than usual than I thought maybe. But like I said in the beginning, I'm going by the price action. There's proper divergence, and the divergence is predicated upon news. And I like that way that's acting, because stocks that should be going down are going down. Stocks that should be going up are going up. And I'll show you my screen in a second and give you an example.
Okay. So here's the divergence Mike's talking about this is on the averages. I'm giving you the charts. Our TV is now under your control. Okay. Like the television showed the outer limits. You had to surrender control of your TV set when outer limits came on. And, that's a hard thing to do when you're 12 years old. It's kind of scary too.
I wasn't allowed to have a TV in my room. It took away. I had encyclopedias. So when I got punished, all I did was read. That's at least, I'm serious.
All right. Well, they had pictures in the encyclopedia.
I had National Geographic. Those are the only pictures I looked at. And believe me,
yeah, I know. Africa.
Okay, so look at
Africa.
Yeah. Tesla had the investment day, and here's Tesla right now. I'm long some of it. I noted it from 190. I bought it at Jesus Christ. I bought it. Where'd I buy it? Right here. Man, I bought it. You know what? This is the opening range, 185, 189, a $4 range. I pressed it. I timed the market a little bit at 10:30. It bounced, and it never broke that the opening low, for lack of a better term. So I bought it properly, 190. I could have made $3 in it. I don't have much. I think I have 600 shares, but a little bit divergence. Even so, my point is this: stocks that had a price action on Tesla's news acted very violently. AEHR was a stock that closed at 36. And it was 24 this morning. So, and by the way, it bounced appropriately. I missed it. But another one, ON Semiconductor, which by the way, everybody knows how I feel about the 50-day. That's in baby blue, right off the 2-1. Nice trade by us on the 50-day. Didn't buy much because the spies at that point were at that precarious position that the coach we're talking about in the beginning. So another thing, stocks, when I say acting appropriately, Macy's had good earnings, and that's on the back of, Abercrombie and Fitch had good earnings. And so they're acting very well. And,
How about Goldman, Mike? We featured that Tuesday, where it put in kind of an ugly day. Wondering what Goldman looks like now. There it is. So it's trying to hold this level right here.
Yeah.
Okay. So it held where, is that the daily?
This is the daily now.
Okay.
So,
yeah, it's trying to hold. So you know where you're wrong. It's under that
and that's
low.
what you asked me. What stocks that I've been buying today? AHR is flying, going positive. What am I taking positions in? All right. Microsoft. Okay. First of all, it's positive. Secondly, there's the 50-day again, which I consider the short. I mean, I don't like that it has 200-day overhead, which is where we're basically is what the spies are. With
Right.
the same thing with it's just reverse the 50-day overhead. So I took a shot at them at the Microsoft here. Okay. Now, much like you said about where your bottom is on Goldman Sachs,
Yeah.
which by the way is bouncing nicely, I took a shot on J&J. All right. I did it on J&J. You know what I mean? If I was looking for the market to completely capitulate and turn around, I'd definitely buy something sexier. But yet again, I'm not completely sold on the market. So yes, I did take, with the RSI down here, I took some for the fund. I'm not going to micromanage it. I did take a position. Square, I bought today actively. Okay, so I did buy Square actively. First buy here was what? 75. Then I tried to average into it. There's not much really going now. Stocks are range bound.
Any conviction in the options market today?
Well, let's look. You know what? When you ask me that question off camera, I'll give you an answer. What I like, same thing. What I look at. Okay, so let's look at what the wise guys are doing, because that's most important. And what we want them to do is go AEHR. Look at this thing. He wanted to go outside of weeklies or outside of these ODTEs, which expire tomorrow. It's just a hedge. You know what I mean? Might as well play the VIX. So what's going on here? BABA, May 19th calls. I'm interested. That's in May. BABA's acting well. All the Chinese stocks are up today. All right, so I'll take a look. JD bearish. I'm not interested. DM is TLT bullish. April. Not sure how that clean. Oh, I was going to say that because that doesn't seem right. So that doesn't mean a lot to me. Here's the long term on the
They're
VIX.
thinking yields are getting overdone, and they're willing to go out there and spec on it.
That's correct.
Okay.
Some top sweeps this morning. A few names seen weekly and month plays. Okay. A PXD, oil, PBF, refiners. Let's look at PBF. I'm certainly not surprised with PBF going behind this, because this is exactly what you want to look at when you ask me what calls are doing. A stock acting very well, then guys backing it up going out to June with size. So PBF a refiner. Here's the chart on PBF. Like we say, I don't care if they make widgets. This is a chart you can't deny. Yeah. So the stock is acting well. It's acting well with some volume. I don't know why my thing is down here. Certainly, and looking for, they had a nice day yesterday too. Valero. Now I'll look at the other ones. Valero. Okay, not as acting that well. Then I'll look at MPC. Okay, I wouldn't short that thing with Madoff's money. So those are stocks that I like to see with sweeps going out. Am I going to go out and spread them across the board too? I might add to, start a position in the fund a little bit. Actually, I do have PBF very small. I'll add to it again. But
I'd be taking profits on everyone that you saw me just at new highs by a few bucks, because they're all three. We already have 2 drives on all of these. So one more high. I'd be, maybe 140 on this one, maybe 48.
I'll take 48.
48 on this one.
This is going over 50, coach. Come on.
Oh, well, what's the highs? 49. So maybe 52.
I was going to say 52, but then you said so low, I felt skittish.
Okay, well, I've been doing a lot of work this morning, but yeah, 52 is viable. But can you see what the form is going to have a third drive at new highs, and we're not going to be confirming those highs. So I'm just saying that Those are topping formations that I trade, 3 drives formations, and every one of these oils are looking that way to me that you've shown me. Just my view, I could be wrong. I'm always wrong.
Well, I'm certainly not going to argue with the stock acting well.
Wrong a lot.
No, I'm wrong a lot too. But
yes.
I can't. I don't. I'm not going to. Listen, Coach. I'm certainly not going to. I can't argue with that.
Just be aware of reversals up there. That's all I would say.
All right,
At new highs, I'd be taking profits above new highs. Go ahead.
I know. I understand. Well, let's go to a weekly and a monthly. There's the weekly.
I'm looking at Twitter right now.
Hold on. I'm making sure that it confirms my point before I go back. No, I'm only kidding.
Oh, before you show it to me?
No. Here's the weekly, and then here's the monthly. So you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, it could go above 55
listen, then. I digress.
Yeah, all right. Now, okay. Now
I hope I
like
have
it
that
to
problem.
60.
Next.
All right.
I'll let you know when I have that
going
problem.
to $60, Mike. I'm glad you showed me that chart.
All right.
All right. The monthly is going to be a 3-2. Isn't that interesting that the daily and then the monthly are both going to be putting in 3s? They just project different levels. But I think the overriding theme is there's something completing in these oils up here.
Well, let's look at the other ones going to monthlies. There's an MPC monthly. Jesus. Let's look
I
at
love monthly charts. You can't trade with just a microscope, man. You got to have a telescope too to let you know where you're at in the bigger picture.
No, I'm the microscope. You're the telescope. You let me hold my winners a lot. I'm not going to lie, because of your macro views. I'm still in this. No, I'm not. You know what I mean. Let's keep.
I know. I always know what you mean.
Actually, you do. All right, let's keep going. Not sure how clean that is. The VIX. Obviously, we're focused on the bond market.
What's this? Spreads blowing out? What's he trying to say with this? That's the corporate bond market, right? LQD.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where a lot of gloom and doomers say the problem is going to be in the corporate and sovereign. Okay, that's
that's correct.
Bond, U.S. and corporates. It's not going to be like 08.
Okay, here's another one. FANG, the right FANG, the oil FANG, the behemoth. Okay. So they're seeing bullish option flow with calls going out where? It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. But here's FANG, another oil stock, the real FANG. So keep that in mind. All right, but let me finish with this. And I saw this here. Billy, look at the move in Billy. This is why these calls were. Billy had earnings today. Part of the China way that's acting well. New screen.
Yeah, I see another 3 coming up at new highs on Billy.
Well, that's a monthly. Hold on. Here's Billy today daily. Billy did the dip and rip. Billy closed at 1972, where I was born.
Okay.
Do the math.
So this is intraday.
They opened it at 8, so it opened down $1.60.
Wow.
Flew right through the open stop, and then listen. Bottom line: range, price action, and volume. Watch Billy.
So China had a great December, January, and it pulled back in February. And now it's starting to go again.
I took a position in this YY today. I think I'm down on it, but I did chase it up. I took a position in this YY. I'm looking at this.
You know what I say? Why trade anything that has dots on the screen on a short term?
Tesla.
I do it, but I always ask myself afterwards, why do I trade something that's an EKG that you have to make an appointment to get a trade off in?
So I got a couple of them now, Coach. Okay, so bottom line is let's leave it with there because we're getting into what do I see now? VIX, some selling in VIX futures.
Yeah.
All right. Hold on.
JPM looks like it could pull back to 126.
You know what? Oh, you see that? You know what? I think so too. I don't like JP Morgan here. Where's Citibank? Bank of America, the one that I wanted. This is the one.
Yeah, that's ugly.
That's Bank of America. And you know what? The gap down.
What? That's going back to its October lows.
No,
Mike, I don't. I don't think that we should keep a lot of money in our checking accounts. I'm talking to more and more people.
I don't have I have all my money in the TradeView money market, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, okay.
Here's the weekly on Bank of America. So Bank of America, you got to keep an eye on. It's a divergence, Coach. Citibank doesn't look as bad. than Bank of America. Citibank's above all basic moving averages, for lack of a better term, considering what the other ones are doing.
It doesn't look good either, though.
No,
But it's stronger than the rest.
Fizzler.
So we're gonna have trouble with banks. Gosh.
I looked at
Ever hear of bail-ins?
Yeah, they're the guys that aren't those the guys that in the courtroom?
Those are bailiffs.
Oh, all right.
Bail-ins are
I was out that day.
Banks that can really, the money you have in a bank is theirs by law.
Here's another one. Nerds. Best
Huh?
of breed. This Nerds is acting well. Nerd Wallet.
What they do, that does look
Nerd
good.
Wallet. Get to look at it. Fizzler still acting well after posting earnings with a wide range and good volume, still making near highs. Yeah. So, when you have stocks like ISEE, this one yesterday, huge range value, actually came shorted this morning. You know what, you bitch? Excuse me. I covered ISEE. It was a contra trade. I didn't want to hold it, but I knew when it always had this big reversal like it did, 2 months ago, then it would reverse. So I shorted it yesterday.
All right.
Appropriately, and I didn't want to cover it. I covered it today 24.45. It's 24, but 23.80. So all right,
let's see the prior chart. I'm going to show you how you make that trade work. Go ahead, show it to me. Chart. All right, that's it. Okay, so put your cursor over the last candle, the red candle, right on it, and then say 1, 2, 3, and drag your cursor down.
1, 2, 3,
and now drag your cursor down. Do you have a magnet on your cursor?
A magnet?
Anyway, I guarantee you that there are traders that have tried the cursor method, where you just put your cursor over the candle and you drag it in the direction of your position.
Oh, you mean it? Oh, no, that's all right. I get it. I got a Tesla issue with it.
Anyway, if you're interested in the cursor methodology, you open
that's what the error
with TradeView. I'll teach that to you personally. So anyway,
Disney, I took a shot at Disney. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
Newmont Mining, Zim, giving it all up. EOG, naturally, I'm the one that tried to pick the bottom for the last 6 days. Now, all of a sudden, I turn my head as it's 120. The chart, right? It's the coach. I was playing it.
Yeah.
Now, all of a sudden, I look back, it's 120. You know what I mean? I've been battling to think for 3 days between 115 and a 111. That's how it is. Next.
Now it looks, one good day, when you're the right way, one good day will make you money.
Micron. Now, Micron just like, look,
that's ugly. That's a breakdown.
Like you know what it looks like? Bank of America.
Yeah.
I punch it up. It looks like just like, look at that.
That's something else. It's weaker than B of A.
Actually, it is weaker Bank of America, but Micron's the big, listen, Micron's a more cyclical stock. DRAMs are more cyclicals than
so they need rates to turn. Or semis to recover. And that's what, they ignored it for 2-3 weeks, and now it must have gotten to a tipping point. There's nothing like a big round number like 4% yields to get people's attention. Now I think we're 406, 407. What do you want to wrap it with here, man, going into the end of the week?
Well, you know what? Stocks are having bigger moves on the downside than upside lately, even though we're at this precarious position. A stock like HIMS, that it could have done the same thing as FSLR, but this stock HIMS had a nice breakout. It had earnings, a double break. You can tell, drag the cursor thing. I don't know what you knew here, but it went from 10, to 12 on great volume, great earnings. It was, and you turn around and it closed last night at 12, and I don't see any major news, and you're looking at 972. So a stock like that, sometimes you have to play defense a little bit more than offense. But
that was a buy the rumor, sell the fact on earnings, right?
SI, you know what I mean? Here's one, it broke it. SI finally, Silvergate finally had the news, but it has, like I posted on TradeGATEHub this morning, it has 88% short. So I'm playing the thing. In the old days, I'm actually buying it pretty well. I bought it here, at 722. They tried to shake me out down here at 680, but I wasn't going to buy any more. But once it got above here, so my first buy was at 728. And 734, it popped to 850. So I'm making that's 20%. Now I'm
Yeah.
buying it here, but I'm out of it. You know what I mean? I have like 3,000 shares. The meat of the trade is usually, which is my forte, or rookie retail money, as we said before, right at the beginning. And I'm trying to be, I'm more of a pro. So I believe I have an edge more the retail traders. That's why I'm actively trading it from 9 to 10 o'clock. As you can see, a stock that has that type of range and volume should have more than a 40-cent range the next hour and a half, 2 hours. And I'm sure the smart
Did
money
you
will.
post that trade in the main room?
Yeah, I always put. Yeah, I believe I did.
Okay. All right. So you know what, guys? I've pounded the table on this.
I always,
Mike finds so
post the
many different
trades.
things to do every day. And if you're not in the main room, you're missing stuff. So another week in the books coming up here, Mike. Enjoyed. I think we diagnosed a lot of things for people this week.
Well, the
You know?
good thing is, Coach, and I say it, and I don't. You're just as qualified as to do mine, and vice versa. But like I say in our promos, Coach is on at 9:30 to tell you what's going on in the market. I'm on at 11 to tell you how to trade it.
Yeah.
Not to say you can't trade it, but I
Ideas.
usually, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's like a catalyst. So,
I mean,
and I'm active.
I've only had a few trades this week, the short side of yen, long side of the dollar, waiting for gold to pull back now. So, a lot of things I'm looking to do, will short some SPOs into the 3,900 area. But, yeah, for me, that's active. For you, that's 2 hours, okay,
Well,
of activity. And everyone has
so
their own style, and I
mine
know a
is,
lot of people want to be active, Mike,
well,
and
a couple of.
you provide that.
I do. I appreciate that, and I do it at a high level. I'm highly trained. I am highly trained. I ran with the ball. Don't get me wrong, but so I've been doing it for a long time, and I should be good at it. Let's be honest. If you do something 25 years with passion, okay. So I appreciate the accolade, but
Yeah.
again, what I want to commend everybody for being in the room is it is an active room. Sometimes it's fast and furious, but what I'm seeing more in, and I'll point out a couple of people. I know there's a lot of active people in the background that don't speak. Some of my peers, but I appreciate the fact in this type of markets, everybody is developing their own style. Gerard uses a lot of sentiment. Paul wants to learn equities, but is sticking to his taking money out of the markets. Like I said, you go to when you have this type of lifestyle. I'm not really talking about liquidity. I'm not complaining. It's almost like medical school. You have to sacrifice a lot, and it's a marathon, and not a sprint. And to be at this level, you have to do a lot of sacrificing, and know and believe that the majority of the time you are going to at least be able to take money out of the market in the long run if you stick to your process. At this point, it's only a battle against myself. I'm going to be honest. My fundamentals are
It's
down.
like that for everybody.
What's that?
It's like that for everybody.
Well, hopefully it gets to the point where it should be. So trading isn't necessarily that hard at this level. Traders, myself even to a degree, make it hard going outside against what they know best. And I don't mean to pontificate. The last thing you're going to worry about is our room, is any type of financial instrument or stock selection or idea. That's the least things we're going to worry about. It's how developing our style and how to take our ideas and matriculate them into what you do. So that's it.
Yep. It's called executing.
Yeah.
So thanks, Mike. Thanks for the ideas today. My
Sure.
takeaway is doing a little bottom picking in Microsoft and Tesla.
Yeah.
And J&J.
And they're posted in. I also did a couple of stocks, like I bought some I was out to short SFM. I didn't do it. Yeah, I post I missed the gap higher. Yeah, no, I always post trades. Anybody
Well,
can ask.
let's see. We got 4.5 hours till the close. So, and I really think that the ISM, I think tomorrow's the release for the ISM is going to be a market mover. So in the meantime, know where you're wrong, know what you're looking for if you're right, and don't chase anything. Let the markets come to you.
Yeah, and you know what? I say this a lot, but I will leave it to this. Listen, we are here, and we give a lot of high level opinions, trading opinions. Coach a little bit more macro, more cerebral. I'm not going to lie, smarter. But you know what? Just like my grandfather on the baseball games used to do, you want to press the mute button, you want to hear us. This is a one-stop shop, TradeGate Hub. You don't have to hear us. You can go into the stocks tab and go what stocks are up the most. For example, skip our video. You want to know what's going on? All right, well, let's look what top gainers is in for the day. Go by percentage, RKDA. I already posted today. It was halted. So punch up the chart. You want to see what's moving down on the day? What's moving down on the day? I missed the guy's videos, but what's down? All right, so we see that SI that I already brought up is down on the day, and I should. So punch them up and then go on from there. You missed any news on the day? Go right here. Where's our top news? You want to see the major news? It's curated by me. So believe me, I want to watch it. Global headlines 5 minutes ago. Any stocks that you want to see, pertinent ones, posted 1 minute ago, 1 minute ago. Crypto, not as active. Forex, all there. You want to know what's going on in Forex? Where is it? Right here. You don't even worry about stocks. There's the whole Forex universe. So it's a heat map as well. They did a great job of this. You want to miss what we did today? Go to the webinar situation. There's our webinar cast. You missed the video?
Everybody is always looking to TradeGATEHub.
Whoa.
Moving market update.
That's Eliman. Don't worry about it.
That's an old
Go to
one.
our YouTube channel. There we are. So listen, it's a one-stop shop. We're not here to judge. We're not the judge and the jury. We're a gateway to lead you to financial news on all the instruments that TradeView Markets provides, and stocks and instruments that are moving that traders are going to be interested in trading, not redundant information. Stocks that traders are going to use. That's the bottom line, whether it's me and Coach or everybody else. So I'll leave it at that again. Just get into it.
Okay, Mike.
Up now.
Thank you very much, buddy. Thanks for sharing that. And I tell you what, those last two charts, B of A and Micron, sure left an impression on me. Very ugly. They look like sell any rally there.
No, but you know what? You're right. And you know what? The same with you might go to like the Big Daddy. Goldman was the first to tip it off. So you got to be wary of that one. So it tipped me off too, Coach. So be wary of the stocks that are just teetering again. Johnson & Johnson, Google, struggling to hold.
Amazon's still ugly.
Amazon's still ugly, but a lot of stocks like Caterpillar's actually better. Actually, maybe the cyclicals are starting to hold up a market a little. That has a nice flag now. Caterpillar. Let's go back to a stock like DuPont now acting better. So there's a place to hide still, which is why the VIX is a little muted. But until the SPX breaks one way or the other, there's always a place to go. I'm going to give you that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think they're going to flush it.
I'm
just my gut feeling.
Okay, Coach. You have definitely, like I said, you have a right to give that opinion from where you come from.
So 3,900, even if we rally to 4,100, I still think we're going to flush on you'll be able to buy the market under 3,900 S&P. That's my view. All right, buddy. Appreciate working with you.
Of course.
Sharing ideas with you. Good hunting the rest of the day, partner.
Okay, guys. Thanks for everyone sharing. Cheers. Have a plan. And like I always take questions. Everybody knows.
See you in the room.